Okay, so our last video, I attached the cam onto the handle. For this video, I'm going to make a follower. Remember, the follower is the wooden stick that goes through the top here, and it goes up and down. It's our linear motion created from our revolution motion here. So I'm going to create a follower in this drawing here. The cams we got from the data panel, and it gave us a link. So my handle is linked here. My eccentric cam is linked here. So if I wanted to change my handle, I couldn't change it here. I would have to go over to this in the data panel, open that up and make a change. So that's the difference between having things in your data panel and linking them and creating things in this drawing that you're working in, which I did with the box here. What's the positive to doing that? Well, one of the positives is that somebody else can actually be working on this handle while I'm working on this assembly and putting things together, like make changes to the handle. If they do make changes to the handle and save it, you'll see up here there's like a little exclamation point, and then the handle will have an exclamation point, and that's Fusion telling you that, hey, this part's been updated, it's been changed by somebody. So when you're working in a team, a lot of the times that happens, and that's what those exclamation points mean. Okay, so I'm going to create a follower, so I need to right click and say new component. I'm going to call this all caps follower 1. Oh, that's if I spelled that right. I have 4 followers. Don't try to copy the 4 followers, because if you make one follower and then just copy the other ones and place them, it'll work. But if you decide you want follower 1, one of your followers to be bigger or smaller, it's going to change all 4 of them. So definitely do all of the followers separately. Call them follower 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have 4 holes here. We're going to do 4 followers. Okay, so I'm going to do a new sketch. Do it there. I'm going to make a circle, 0.25. Like I said, we're trying to keep everything at 0.25 here just to keep things simple. I'm going to finish my sketch and extrude. I want to make this follower, let's say 5 inches. One of the things I'm going to do to this follower is I'm going to round the bottom here. And I'm going to use the tool called fillet. It's right here. It's not a fillet. It's not a fish. It's fillet. Click on that, and I'm just going to round it off. That. Okay, so that's 0.125. I just pressed in so it looked round. Okay, so there's my follower. Now I'm going to place this up here. Now, if you're going to do any assembling, joining things, you want to make sure that this top level, basic automata, that this is current. So if I say, hey, make your top level current, that means click that button right there. You want to make this current. Now you can see everything. So when I'm assembling and joining parts together, I want to make sure I'm up here. When I'm fixing parts and things in my assembly itself, like if I want to change the box, anything about it, then I need to make the box current and make changes there. If the box is current and I add on stuff to the follower, it's going to think that it's part of the box. The box is grounded and it won't move. So just a little bit of a organization there and what these things mean in your browser. Okay, so I'm going to place this into the hole using join. Go to join. Now I'm going to pick the middle. Actually, I'm going to pick the bottom of this. I'm going to pick the bottom of this here. And I'm going to pick the hole here. You might need to zoom in a little bit more than I did to make sure that you're accurately picking that. Move this down just a little bit. Get it about right there. And I'm going to click OK. Now, we want this actually to not be rigid. Talked yesterday about what a rigid joint is. A rigid joint was like super glue. We want this to be a slider. I'm going to make it a slider, and I'm going to click OK.